Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So yesterday I lost in the semifinals of a W35 in Baza, Spain, and I basically have a day and a half to get from Baza, Spain, middle of nowhere basically, to Edmonton, Canada for the next tournament. Some of you guys been asking for a travel vlog, so I'm going to document getting from Baza, Spain to Edmonton. This is probably not like a normal travel day because Baza is literally in the middle of nowhere and it's difficult to get to a big airport. So here we go. The first leg of the trip is a 4-hour bus ride from Baza to Alicante. Next was a flight from Alicante to Belfast, Northern Ireland. Right now it's 6:50 in the morning. We got to Belfast last night at around 8 p.m. Stayed in Belfast for a night. Now we're taking a 2-hour bus from Belfast to Dublin, and then Dublin to Toronto to Edmonton. It's gonna be a grind, but we gotta get there. Next is a 6.5-hour flight from Dublin to Toronto. Alright, I made it from Dublin to Toronto. It was about 6.5, 7-hour flight, but it wasn't too bad. I watched a couple of movies, actually watched Challengers for the first time, watched a couple of TV shows, and now have a 4-hour layover in Toronto before my next flight to Edmonton. So I wanted to explain how I ended up going this route from Baza to Edmonton. I finished my match on Saturday at around 6:45 p.m. and the last bus out of Baza to the nearest airport was 6:15. So I had to stay another night and find a way to Edmonton by Monday night latest. I looked at flights out of Madrid and Barcelona, and the flights were either way too expensive, like close to $2,000, or I wouldn't make it in time. So then I had to look at other bigger airports in Europe. I was able to find a cheap flight from Dublin to Toronto Monday morning for about $250. So I had to see if I could find a flight from Spain to Dublin that didn't cost an arm and a leg, and everything was so expensive. But I did find a decently priced flight from Alicante to Belfast. And then from Belfast, there was a bus in the morning that I would be able to take and make my flight from Dublin to Toronto in time. And then the last thing I needed to do was find a flight from Toronto to Edmonton, and that was pretty easy. So all in all, I did use some points to buy the flights, but in total, I probably spent around $500 to get from Baza to Edmonton, which is actually not bad. And finally, the last part of the trip, a 4.5-hour flight from Toronto to Edmonton. And after 45 hours on the road, I finally arrived in Edmonton. We finally made it. We're staying at a family friend's house, and we got to their house about 11 p.m. Luckily this week, the tournament first round starts Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because there's a men's tournament as well. It's indoors, and there's not enough courts to put all the matches on Monday, Tuesday, so I was able to get a Wednesday start for singles. I do play doubles tomorrow, but last match on, so 7th match after 9 o'clock, so probably around 5-ish, 6-ish. So I get a little bit of rest before I play. But yeah, that was not necessarily a typical travel day because it was so hard to get here, but Hope you guys enjoyed.